Hello, my name is Cap and I'm a fur trader from the Dawson Trail in the Yukon in 1900, where I had a good friend and his name was Sam McGee, who came from Tennessee, and he hated the heat in southern America and emigrated up to the land of promise, the land of gold, which was the Yukon in the 1890s and early 1900s. And we were bobsledding one day on the Dawson Trail Christmas week, and the story I'm about to tell you is the one that I related to my bank manager back in Whitehorse after the ordeal, and his name was Robert Service. And Robert Service then wrote a poem based on my account of the happenings of that Christmas week in 1905. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows, and why he left his home in the south to roam around the poles, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd rather live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd closed, then the lashes froze, until sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight against our dogs beneath the snow, we'd all been fed, and a billion stars overhead were dancing heel and toe. Sam turned to me and, Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no, and he says with a sort of moan, it's that cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet not being dead, it's my awful dread of that ice-cold grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started out at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. Sam slouched on his sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that remained of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and your brain, but you promise true and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long nights by the lone firelights, with the huskies round in a ring, howling out their woes to the homeless snows, oh God, how I loathe that thing. And every day that silent clay seemed to heavier and heavier grow. But on I went, though the dogs were spent, and the grub was running low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to that frozen thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Until I came to the marge of Lac La Barge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a thrice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit. Then I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I with a sudden cry, here's my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. some coals I found that were lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I took a hike, 'cause I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled and the huskies howled and the winds began to blow. It was bitter cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks and I don't know why. And Sam's greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear. But the stars came out and they danced about until again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, but he said, Cap, close that door. You see, it's warm in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and the storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. Oh, there are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who toil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights, they've seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lac La Barge. I cremated Sam McGee. And so ends that story of 1905 on the Dawson Trail, Christmas week, and the tale how Sam McGee perished. But wait, today there are even stranger things done in the morning sun by the men who hunt for seal. The Canadian trails have their secret tales that would make your gonads squeal. The California Lights, they've seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night in the spa up in Snowbird, Utah. I exfoliated Pamela Lee. And so ends this tale of Robert Service, and the last stanza, which is my little edited edition. But it's an encouragement for students and writers to continue on with the story, the same pentameter, the same rhythm, the same flow, and begin another poem with the same type of structure. We'll encourage the audience to do that. Thank you and good day.